Let me open it. I can't remember. Let me open the article.
No, I can share with you. Don't worry. It's here. There you have it. So where did I finish?
I think we said that there aren't any examples of 5 to first inversion tonic.
I remember the Mozart example. I think we stayed there in Deceptive Resolution, didn't we? I think it was Deceptive. Anyway, I will start from there. So that's fine. So okay, here we have an example by Haydn, right? And in this example by Haydn that I will make you hear, yeah. Here, I remember that last time we couldn't hear the examples. I had to play them for you because the website didn't work, yeah. So now we don't have that problem, yeah. So I will just share the screen again. Share computer sounds, and that's it. Okay, so it will be fine. Right. So we hear this example, which is the example 8/7, yeah. This one. We have here so it's 2/7. Indeed, so it is 8/7. Okay, very good. Okay, so that's it. Right, so we hear it. Okay, so here what I try to show you is when you do not have a deceptive cadence. Yeah. Why you don't have a deceptive cadence? Because of what I try to digest for you, and I tell you in the end, which are the 3 elements that you really need to have a deceptive cadence. Yeah, which is something that Kaplan did not make clear in the text. Yeah, he said it's scattered, but he never said it. Says is this what you need. So what you need is these 3 things. Yeah, in order to safely level a passage as ending on a deceptive cadence and not something else, a deceptive resolution or a post cadential, like Giorgio spotted in the last lesson. Now remember when you said in the codas you could have a repetition of deceptive resolutions, but never in deceptive cadences. Yeah, which was very well attained. Yeah, so I give you the exact recipe for the deceptive cadence, which is a segment of music starting from the deceptive cadence onwards, which opens a new function or contains different material to the cadence itself. Yeah. So what does that mean? Can you see the blackboard, right? You see the whiteboard? So I explain it. I will talk louder, okay? So you hear me. Okay. Because otherwise I need to move the notes. So is this. You have material X. You hear?
Yes.
You have material X. Okay? Then the cadence, which will be a deceptive cadence, so deceptive cadence, okay? And then you have material Y, and then you have a cadence, for example, a cadence that relates to material X. Okay, that's the thing, that the cadence that you finally get to, it's a cadence that closes what was happening before the deceptive cadence. Okay, so and what happens in between is a segment of music, which could be elaborated based on something that happened before, could be new material, could be anything but what can't be is something that continues the natural evolution of what was happening at the point of the deceptive cadence. Then, second point, the introduction of the latter mentioned material produces the deceptive cadence to group backwards. That is exactly what I have told you now, and not with the material introduced after. And 3, the arrival to a resolving cadence should always and actually happen after the deceptive cadence. If you don't have a perfect authentic cadence after what you believe it's a deceptive cadence, then you might not have a deceptive cadence where you believe that you have a deceptive cadence. You might have a deceptive resolution. A deceptive cadence needs an actual real cadence afterwards to be a deceptive cadence. Otherwise, it's not a deceptive cadence. The phrase cannot finish on a deceptive cadence. In common practice. I'm anticipating to you. In common practice.
We talked about it, yes.
In common practice. Okay, so. Okay. I would really like to see deceptive cadences in your theme with variations, just out of resilience, of wanting to say, okay, I will conquer the deceptive cadence and I will write the one in the variations. So, okay, then we have another example. We go to example 522. Let me just close the WhatsApp because that's it. So 522. Okay, so there we are. Ready and go. Glorious! Why this is certainly not a deceptive cadence? What's the most important thing that reveals that it's not a deceptive cadence?
Because the authentic cadence has already happened.
Exactly. So there is no deception about it. There is no disappointment about it. It was already delivered. Then it's the deceptive resolution, so the deceptive progression, let's call it, harmonic progression. It's a tool, to then produce extensions within the frame of a coda, which is a completely different strategy, nothing to do with syntaxes of cadential weights, They are deceptive resolutions. Then you can read here, the same I have just said. Then most common cases, and we go. Now we're going to talk about deceptive cadences, right? Not things that are not deceptive cadences, but things that are actually deceptive cadences. So we go to the first example 5.5. One more time. So I help you finding the spot where. Okay? Georgios.
Well,
without reading, why is this certainly deceptive cadence?
First of all, it's right on the 8th bar where we would expect an authentic cadence. Then we see the repetition of the whole cadential contrasting idea cadence. Yes.
So you have a segment You have a segment of an extension, you have a segment that certainly doesn't lead into a cadence, yeah? You actually have a perfect authentic cadence happening afterwards. And also, this element that you have in between has a clear function. Yeah, it's the element that is interleaved, yeah, it's very easy to label as well, yeah? So this is it's an extremely easy deceptive cadence to spot, yeah? Georgios, can you please close this passage without a deceptive cadence in the piano?
Hey, you just play the what is it? 20th bar.
Yeah. No, finish it on bar 16, no?
Yeah, instead of bar 16, you play bar 20, basically.
Let's try.
I think. Okay. Also.
Exactly. And that reinforces the idea that it's a very easy passage to spot, yeah? Whenever you can do something like this so easily, yeah, you can be 99% sure that it's a deceptive cadence. So, because it's certainly deceiving, yeah? Everything is presenting a perfect authentic cadence, yeah? Everything but the last chord. So, we go to example 610. Okay, there we are. Okay, and we go. Basically what we are seeing is how this function, the cadential, yeah, is presented, yeah, so it can be developed in 4 bars, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's an extension again, yeah.
Is it that specific extension how you call it? That specific name, I can't remember the term now. Interpolation.
An interpolation. The thing with Kaplan and the interpolation is that he likes to use them when you could take them off and it could still be the same, yeah? And in this case, I don't know if you can take them off, yeah, because it basically deploys a 4-bar unit, so...
If you remove... But it is what we said. If you put the last bar instead of the deceptive, it makes sense, no?
It makes sense? Yes. Let me see. But let me think.
I'm sure.
Look. No, but it's different. In the case of the interpolation, if you take off the interpolation, you leave everything else, it makes sense everything else. Yeah? But in this case, this is more like a leading passage than an interpolation, yeah? Because then it creates a function, yeah, that if you take this off, yeah, this wouldn't paste together very well, I think.
But without that?
But without this, you can jump from here to here, no?
No, not to the last bar, to the very last bar.
You mean all this as an interpolation?
Yes, 4 bars.
I wouldn't be inclined to label it an interpolation, yeah, because of the interpolation, Georgios, normally are very intranscendent functions, yeah, like something that glued together as a continuation or can't glue together as, it's more like a motif, yeah, something that really doesn't, you know what I mean?
Makes sense. Yeah.
This is different, yeah, it's like, it's rounded up, yeah, and also it makes, the phrase takes the shape it needs to take with this. Without it, is maybe not the same. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The interpolation doesn't really harm the structure when you take it off. Yeah, it's more or less the same. Yeah. So then in the example, let's go to example 10.8. Example 10.8. Is on measure 65. Here is the deceptive cadence. Yeah, it's also used most commonly to foster an extension. Yeah, in this case, the extension comes in the shape of a repetition of the continuation cadence, similar to what happened before. Function, which is this time resolves on a PAC. Yeah, which is at the end. It is important that the PAC arrives after the deceptive cadence. In this case, we will most probably be sure we're in front of a deceptive cadence as opposed to a deceptive resolution. Yeah, this example probably is there because when you hear it, it's not extremely clear, yeah, but when you see it in the score, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So let me see. Right? Excellent. So, I have no need to tell you why this is a deceptive cadence. It's beautifully placed, yeah, in Mozart. It just sounds as if, it doesn't sound even deceptive, actually. It sounds fantastic. So, let's go to Mozart example again. As we can see, Mozart is particularly fond of deceptive cadences. And we go to 12.5. That's it. So it happens afterwards, but this example is nice to see because actually the deceptive cadence triggers a very long collection of extensions. Yeah, we have continuation, we have cadential, we have back the same material as before, and we finally finish. Yeah, so I will show you here so you can see, because I didn't quote the whole example there in the, so you can see it better. Yeah. Okay, very well organized, but certainly far more propelling, than the other deceptive cadences that you've seen. Okay, this is to tell you that
there's a secondary in there. I think it's worth to mention the 7th of the 6th before the actual 6th arrives.
Indeed.
The chromatic approach. I've seen this before. It's like a bit invisible, but yeah.
But it's a good observation. Actually, it's a very good observation. Yeah, because it gives the 7th even more, the 6th or even more power, because it's
it prepares it even.
Yeah, it's tonicized in a way.
Very nice.
Good observation to take notes of, actually. Okay, then we go to 15-7. 15-7, which is this one. Let me see if I am going to the right. That's it. 15/7. Let's see here. So I don't want to make you wait for the entire. That's it. So we have a closing section here. So it's the end, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. Right. Just 1 second. And we go. Okay, I will show it to you as well on the real full score because it will be easier to see how it. Okay. Ready? Have you all the attention? We start. then, very sophisticated example by Haydn, yeah? So, let me see. In here, we see a repetition of a deceptive cadence, and you see how important is and how defining is to have the perfect authentic cadence afterwards, yeah? Because see how we didn't label deceptive cadence when it happened afterwards, and we do label it deceptive cadence when it happens before, right? Remember in the example that Giorgio spotted as part of the codetta, yeah, when it was actually, so when it, as it happened after the perfect authentic cadence, we didn't consider it a deceptive cadence, yeah? But now, as a repetition happening before, yeah, it can be a deceptive cadence. With this example, what I'm trying to show you, and what Kaplan actually tries to show you, is that they can be concatenated, yeah, but they can be chained, yeah, they can be chained towards a real cadence, yeah, but not chained towards nothing, yeah, as in the other case, yeah, as in the case of that we see at the beginning, yeah. So, if the question is, can I chain the deceptive cadences? The answer is yes, if I have a perfect authentic cadence happen afterwards. Can I change deceptive cadences and label them as such after the perfect authentic cadence? No, you can't. There will be deceptive resolutions. Why? Because they are not deceptive. The resolution was already there, therefore we cannot say that they are deceptive cadences. Music already cadenced. So it's not a deceptive cadence, yeah, it's a deceptive resolution. Okay, it's understood conceptually. Okay.
I think it's not random that this is the third movement of the piece, because it really, the repetition of the deceptive cadence really gives the ending a power.
Yes, yes.
Very epic.
Exactly. And also there is something, another concept that you always have to relate to when you write music, and it's music inertia, yeah, and that relates exactly with your observation, Giorgio. It's in the third movement, so obviously the train has far more inertia there to be stopped, yeah, than in second movement or in the first movement, yeah. Particularly with third movements being repetitive in general, being rondo form or things like this, in which they tend to push forward constantly. So you need a counteracting force. So a chain of deceptive cadences which reinforce the sense of we are going to end, 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 we are. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, okay, then we go to Haydn again. Yeah, 14. Does any one of you have a lesson afterwards?
Me in 3 minutes.
In 3 minutes. Okay, so I'm not going to be unfair with you, Iris. So I will get there, yeah? Georgios, yeah, my right hand in music analysis. Please let me know where I am next time, yeah, if I don't remember. Yeah, today it happened to me that I didn't remember because I was caught by surprise by the lesson. Yeah, so I didn't prepare as I always do. So, but I will know next time. But if I don't know, please let me know. We finished there. Yeah, I think it was a quite useful session. We don't have a lot to see. We have 3 or 4 more examples. So next lesson we will start with evaded cadences. Yeah, in order to study, be clever. Study by doing this in your piece. And you kill 2 birds with the same stone.